Hey y'all, give me 1 second. I'm trying out like a new stick pole thing that I have my phone on, and because the last time it wasn't close enough, but I feel like this isn't good either. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. Hi, hello. Thanks for joining. Okay, tell me if you guys can see my screen okay. I hope so. Okay. Well, no response, so I think we're good. Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Lauren, and I am going over Canva today. So if you're here today, we are learning Canva. So welcome. So we're gonna get started, and you can ask questions the whole time. I'm literally here just to show you guys how to use Canva and answer any questions that you may have. So literally jump in the comments at any time. I can see them on my other phone, and I will be happy to answer them. Okay, cool. All right, let's get started. So I'm gonna start by opening up create a design. Can't see it, but it's over here on the right top corner. And I'm gonna open it up in a square size. I do like that Instagram square post size for literally everything, unless I'm making a reel. So let's see. Okay, I think you guys can see, yeah. I think it looks good from this angle. Thank you, Shirley. Okay, so now we are gonna basically just go over the basics of Canva. If you have, again, any questions, please comment below, and I'm happy to answer them. So I'm gonna turn my camera a little bit if I can. Okay, so you should be able to see that sidebar over here a little bit better. Okay, so we're basically gonna go over this little sidebar and talk about how we can make graphics from all of the stuff on the side. So when you first open it up, you're gonna see a blank screen. And starting from the top over here, the first little tab we have is design. And it's basically just going to show you the different templates that they have. The cool thing about Canva is it has pre-made templates. So if you're in a rush or you just can't figure out something that comes to mind, you can come over here and type in anything, any idea you might have. And you can find different templates that are created just for what you're thinking about. So I'll do an example. Let's see. Real estate. It's always my go-to. So if you're a real estate agent, come over here, type in real estate. You can see tons of different flyers that are already pre-made, ready to go. You could change out all the fonts, the colors, the photos, and then you have a graphic created just on your own. And I love this. It just, again, helps you kind of get through your day quicker if you are trying to get out a marketing piece and maybe you're on your phone and you forgot to do it before you left the house, something like that. Their library of templates is amazing. And Canva doesn't just have this one size. They have thousands of different sizes. You can see that when you're on the main page. You can kind of scroll around here and find the different sizes, and it'll show you templates in different sizes. This is Canva. So we're working on Canva today. Canva is the app that we are working with. So the cool thing that they just added over to the design section, it normally wasn't there, but because it's already here, I have to go over it next. So whenever you are going on here and either creating your own graphic or you're taking a pre-made template that was already made, you can have, and this is a pro feature because there's pro and free Canva, but you can have under styles this section that kind of holds all of your branding, so your colors, and you can easily change out the graphic that you see over here and swap it with your colors with just one click. And you can keep hitting that shuffle button, and it's going to keep going through all of your colors so you can see if any of the graphics over here, if you like how they look with your colors. So this is probably my favorite tool on Canva. And then not only is it your brand colors, but you can come over here and they have tons of different color palettes so you can kind of switch out. Ooh, I like that one. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely into this one. So I'm gonna have to remember that because I love this lime. What is the truth about using elements in your designs to sell? What is the truth? I think Susie, I think you're probably are you like, do you mean like which elements can you use? So if you're selling a digital template, you can use the pro elements and the free ones because Canva likes that you can kind of reroute people back to their site. So, and then obviously they'd have to pay for pro and they want that. So they don't mind if in your digital, like Canva templates that you sell, that it's a pro element. And then as far as making graphics like t-shirts to sell or coffee mugs or whatever you're making your graphic to put on to sell something, they don't allow you to use the pro features on those specific things. I hope that helps. And yeah, there's mixed opinions, but the thing about it is if you just go and look at the like the Canva privacy policy, I think that's where they have all the info on it, and it'll tell you that exact thing. Let's see, planners and journals. So yeah, if you're doing planners and journals, you can't use pro features on those. You have to use all free features. Can you put the shooting behind you? Yeah, I can't put it behind me because it, like I've tried it. My head's in the way. I can try to bring it more this way. Because if I put it farther away, it's hard to see, but then if it's closer, you don't see all the elements. So I'm gonna try my best to like turn it when I'm talking about certain things. Thanks, I sent it for pro, I assume you could use them. Yeah, from what I know, and I sell the journals and planners too on Amazon and Etsy, you can't use pro elements on there. But if anyone else is on here and knows different or has heard different, you can say what you've heard, but it's in the Canva's policy, so. But yeah, I know, it sucks. Okay, so going back to the styles changing, again, obsessed with this lime green over here. Okay, so back over here. Okay. So you can change out the colors. And now another cool thing that you can do, it's not just colors. So you can actually go and change the fonts too. So you can see right here where it says font sets. So this is going to be the next one. So we'll go over here and click on this. And now I'm going to change it back over here so you could see it. So we're going to go in here and it has tons of different font combinations already there. And I can go in and click on any one of them and it's going to change the fonts now. So I chose my colors and now I'm going to go through here and do some font combos and see what I like, see what looks best. Now, obviously, if you are marketing for your company, it is best to have a set brand guide, which would mean you would have your fonts preset. So doing something like this might not be the best scenario because you kind of want to like stick to your brand guide. But you don't have to do that if you don't choose to, or if you're making something different from your, brand. And like I make graphics, so I'm using this all the time because I'm obviously making it for other people. So the font sets is really fun to kind of click through if you are at a loss and you're like, okay, it kind of looks good, but I might be missing something. This is where you need to go to mess around until you can find something that like works in your brain. Okay, the colorful things on the side. So this is going to be, I'll go back up here. This right here under design. So you have design is the top tab, and then you have templates and styles under the designs tab. I am under styles, and you have color palettes, font sets, and now down here you have color and font combos. So this is the last thing under here. So you have your own brand colors, your own fonts. Then you have the pre-made Canva color palettes and font pairing. And then you have the font pairing and color to switch all at once. So basically, if I click on this, it's going to change the colors and the fonts. So I can scroll through here. And again, if I click on it one time and you're like, ew, I don't like the colors, don't give up. If you like them over here, you could keep clicking shuffle. until you find something that you're into. That's not like the end of it all. Okay. Now I'm going back to this other lime green because I just like it on my screen because it's so pretty. Okay. The other thing in here, the last thing you could do to like take colors from things is like, let's say you made another design recently. You're like, oh, I love the colors or I love the fonts I used on that. You can come over here, click on recent designs, and you can take the colors or fonts from that design and it'll put it onto this current design that you're working on. Okay, so the next thing down is going to be your elements. Now it's going to show you where, this is going to be where like all of your like icons, elements, your fun things on your page, this is where they live. So you have graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, which would be like adding in different sounds to like make a reel or make a video with like classical music behind it. I don't ever make my reels or TikToks with this audio behind it though. The next one is charts. I actually love charts, but I'll go over that in a second. Then you have tables, frames, grids, and down here you're gonna have the most like popular collections of elements, which are like the little tiny graphic stickers. So those are all gonna be down here. They're again the trendy, popular ones. Okay, so coming back up to the top. So you have the lines and shapes. We're gonna click on see all. So under these lines, this is gonna show you all the lines that you can make. And under shapes, these are all the shapes. So when I'm doing lines and shapes on my screen, the cool thing about it is I don't have to keep coming over to elements to add more shapes to my screen or change the shape. I can simply change it when it's already on my screen. So I'm gonna show you how. So let's say we click this square over here and now we wanna go and change it to this little star or something. So we're simply gonna come up here on this little toolbar and click on the word shape, and you can quickly change the shape to whatever you want, and it's a lot easier than having to go to elements, go to shape, find the shape and add it in. So you just are on the shape on your graphic already, click on shape and you find the one that you want. Can you shift to make your whole screen in view? I can make my whole screen, yeah. Is that better? So the square is going to be a free element. Okay. Hi, welcome. We're going over Canva. Okay. So now we have our square, and again, we can change the shapes, whatever we want. So another cool thing about the shapes, let's say you have this little spiky guy and you're like, okay, I like this, but I kind of want it a little bit softer and not so like sharp edge spikes. You can actually change that. So on this toolbar, you have this little icon right here that is like, it's like 3 lines. If you hover over it, it says border style. It's going to be to the right of your color button. So these 3 lines, if you click it, you can go to the word corner rounding and see how it changes the shape from being this like hard lined shape to now like this cute little round shape. So you can do that. You can do at any level. You don't have to do it fully. There's kind of like no in between really when you're like using this kind of shape. But like if you're using something like this, you can get pretty different with the shapes, like dragging it in. Okay, so another cool tip that I like to tell people, because I feel like not a lot of people know this one, but it's a good one. So if you are looking to get like that look where there is a border that's a shape like this, but you don't want the shape in the middle, you just want the border, I can show you how to do that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. My screen is so large. I mean, I've had my like I put my phone on a different tripod the last couple times and it's always too far away and people can't see the screen. So I'm trying to like bring it in close so you guys can see it, but I'm not working over here. Like I'm literally just going over the products on this side and right here. So I'll try to bring it back more. Okay, I'm like tilting it. Okay, well, let me see. Rearranging, is that better? I mean, again, I'm not working on the stuff on this side, so don't really worry too much about what's happening over there. Sorry, I have a huge screen and trying to figure out the best way to have these lives. This is like only my 4th live. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna make the border. So when you have your little shape up here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on it and you're gonna go up here to the color because this is gonna show you where your color is. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna come right here and you're gonna click on this button. It's like a transparent box with a red line through it. If you click on it and it hover over it, it says none. So now the shape disappeared. The next thing we're gonna do is go back to that 3-lined border style icon where you go to like change the corner rounding, and you're gonna click on corner weight and you're simply just gonna drag it up. I normally leave it at 2, but you can do it like as thick as you want for this border. But again, I'm a big fan of leaving it on the 2. So now you have your border and that's how you get it. You just make sure that the center part is gonna be blank, transparent, and the border weight is brought up. So if you wanna change the color of the border, okay, so like before when there's no border, the color changer for the border is gone. But once you bring up the border weight to at least a 1, it pops up right here with this extra little box and it looks like it'll probably just like automatically go to black. So it'll look like a black square with a white box in it. And so when you click on that, then you can go in and change the color of just the border. Oh, I can make my screen smaller. What a great idea. Okay. Thanks, y'all. Teamwork. Okay, let me just close out of these. Okay. Okay, is that better? Okay, I think that's a lot better. Is that better? Let me see. I'll drag it a little bit further. Yay! Yay. Okay, perfect. Now I know for the future. Okay, yay, great. Okay, now we have our border and now we can see the screen. Yay. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you under these like little 3-line icon that we keep going over, where the border weight and the corner rounding live. So see these lines right here? All you have to do is click on these and it's going to change the, what do you call it? Like the line. So see how right here it's now dotted, and then you can change it to dash. Then you can change it to like a bigger dash or a solid line. So if you want to do anything like that, you can come in here and just kind of play around with these lines right here, and it'll help you make your little shape have some more like spark and texture to it. Okay. Now, another thing you can do in shapes is you can actually like put words dead center in the middle and like change that. But I'm just going to give you a tip from someone that uses this daily. I don't like that. You can. And if you want to put it in the middle and like not do it to where it's kind of stuck, you just add a text box from over here and lay it on top. The reason why I don't like it is because I can't like move it around. So like if the words are there, I can't lift up these words and bring them higher or lower and add multiple things in here. And normally when I'm making something in here, it'll be like a sale. So I'll put like 50% off and then like below I'll put the word sale. But I can't obviously do that and make it look good and perfectly centered if it's like stuck onto it, if that makes sense. So I always like to add a text bubble on top of my shape when I'm creating some like words inside of a shape. No, I'm not going to post anywhere. I can't I can save it. I guess if you guys want, I can put it on my YouTube. I'd be happy to, but I don't normally do that. But I can. Okay, so that's just my little tip on this. You don't have to do that, but that's just how I like it. Now, let's go over the lines real quick. So let's add a line to the screen. Again, same as shapes. You do not have to go to elements and find the line you're looking for every single time, whether it's an arrow or a line or whatever. So these are the different things you can use with this line. So obviously we start with the color, and then we have that like 3-line border section line style on this one, I guess. So you can come on here and make them dashed or a smaller dash or dotted. And then you can round the endpoints. Doesn't look great on the dotted lines, but if you round it, it looks like this. Let me make it bigger for you. Okay, so this is rounded right here. And if I click on this and I take off the rounding, it looks like that. So let me duplicate this and I'll do one next to the other just so you can see it. I'm like a big fan of rounding lines right now, or rounding shapes. Okay, so we have rounded and we have the squared line. Okay. So the next thing we have is line weight, and this is simply just going to make your line really big or really skinny. I like my lines very skinny, so I normally stick to like a 1 or a 2 with my lines, but that's all personal preference. And yes, you can go as big as 100 and you can do the dots. It looks crazy, but hey, you can do it. Personal preference. Okay, the next thing we have, I'll make it a little bit thicker so you can see it here. So we have the options for the arrow or like the little dot on the end. Personally, I've never used the dots or anything on here other than the arrows. I don't really know what I would use it for, but yeah, I don't really have an opinion on those. But you can do the arrow. I love the arrow. The first one is going to be your left side. The next one is going to be your right side. See, 2 different types of arrows. Or you could do it the same, or you can do one without. You can do a circle. You can do whatever you want. Actually kind of makes the arrow look fun with the circle at the end. Huh. Okay. And then another cool thing is, so like, let's say you have your arrow like that, but you want to add a little bit more fun to it. You could just go over and switch the dash or the dotted. It just makes it look, you know, a lot more going on. I don't know what to call it. This is straight and elbowed. I don't know what this is. Oh, look, you can move it. We just learned this together. This is new. How cool. Okay. This is fun. Look, we're learning together. This is literally new. I've never seen this before. Okay. So I feel like I'm just going to make this arrow dance or something. Okay, I'm done. That was fun. Okay, let's see. Raven said I was trying to add mama to a design, but I can't figure out how to flip just the word. Okay, remind me to go over that when we go to the text section, because I think you just hit the flip button, but maybe you can't do that for words. I think maybe that might be like a element and photo only thing, but I can't remember. My brain's not working this morning. Okay, so now that I've figured out how much I'm obsessed with this curvy arrow. Oh, wait, watch. Let's make it more fun. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Wait, and then I can even round it? No, that didn't do anything. Okay. Oh, it did. It did something. But like for what? Okay, so you can have more of like a boxy look. Okay. It's giving like Pac-Man vibes. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely a fan of like the smooth lines. Okay, I could do this for hours. We're done. I'm deleting it. Okay. And that is how you use the lines. That was real fun. Now I gotta get off here and make a video and show people how to make their lines dance. Okay. Now we have graphics. We're still under elements. Can I curve a design like that? No. I wish. That was so cool. I'm like literally in shock that that is like a feature now. Okay. So now we have our graphics. So it's going to first show up with our recently used. Then we have magic recommendation based on like the style that you normally work with, which is fun because I like to like go in here and find like these cool little backgrounds to use or little stars or whatever. So these kind of give you an idea of different things you might want to use based on what you have used. And then we have featured. I honestly never go in here because I don't really come here without like a plan. I mean, I guess I do come here without a plan sometimes, but this is just not where I would go to like search for that plan. So I don't go in there. We have gradient. I normally type that in a lot, so I'm not sure if that is showing up because I type it in all the time or because it's a popular thing to look up. Probably because it's popular, but I'm a big fan of gradient. And then we have stickers. Stickers are the ones where it moves. The cool thing about like the newer stickers is you can actually change the colors on them. And watch me click like 5 that you can't change the colors, and then what I said was just pointless, so that's fun. Okay, so you can't change any of the colors that I'm clicking on, but I promise you can change some. Look, see, I'm not lying. You can change some of these colors on the stickers, which I think is the best thing ever because like I never personally use these stickers, and I would totally use some of them if I could change the colors on them. So I'm glad that they're starting to do that. My Canva will not pull up designs and it shows in Chinese and my language is set to English. Ooh. Yeah, I cannot help you with that one. It shows it in Chinese. Do you speak Chinese or do you speak English? Obviously, I'm assuming English because you said it's set to English. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on like the home screen, like at the bottom or something. Maybe there's a way to change it. Normally that's where like a word changing would be. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. New to Canva on your page. I'm not much of a computer person, so I need to learn. Well, hello, Rhonda. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Tiffany said log out and log back in. That's a good idea because I don't know about that one. And if you're on like a phone or like an iPad, maybe reinstall, like delete the app and reinstall it. I doubt it's that, but maybe you could clear your cookies on your computer. That's so weird. Have you tried to Google it? Sometimes there's like Reddit threads on weird things that happen like that. And Rhonda, thank you for being here. You can follow me if you want, and I do nothing but post Canva tutorials daily, and I do lives twice a week, and I just teach people how to use Canva. So thank you. You don't have to follow me, but if you want to learn more. Yeah, try deleting the app and reinstalling it. Hi. I'm not making anything. I'm just showing people how to use Canva. Okay. All right. So, okay. Back to the stickers. So, really like that you can change the colors. Hopefully, it'll be on everything soon, but there's a few. I mean, I've seen a good amount so far where they're changing the colors. So, oh, even like this cute little box of chocolates. Okay. Okay, out of stickers. Okay, I really like this one. You know what? Hold on. Let me just save this real quick. So let me show you guys how to save these. Okay. Can you not save stickers? Look, I'm like telling you can do something and you can't. Well, you can save elements, so that's annoying. I guess you can't save stickers. Well, if you're trying to save an element, you just click on the element and you go to this little info button at the top. It's like a circle with the eye in it. And you click on that and then you hit star and it saves it over here in this little folder called starred. So that sucks because I like that, but I'll have to try to find that again. Okay, going back out of stickers. I'll zoom back in. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like read these and do this. Hi. Hi from Miami. Hi. Hi from California. That's where I'm from. I'm more focused on how to use. Raven, how about you DM me after this and I'll see if I can help. Like if you can screen record what you're talking about. And then Kona Girl said, I really need to learn from you. How often do you get on live? I get on live like twice a week. This week I didn't go twice because I took my 2-year-old to Legoland. So I didn't get to go on twice. But normally it's more than that. Oh, hi from Kenya. Oh, hi. Let's see. Do you have much experience saving things as SVGs? Oh, yeah. It's very easy to save anything as a SVG on Canva. You literally just go to share, you go to download, and then you switch the file type to SVG, and you download it. Hi from Winter Springs. Where's Winter Springs? Hi. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm Lauren. I teach Canva. I come on here and teach Canva, and I also post daily videos on Canva. So, let's see. SVG. Yeah. So SVG is what people use. Okay, hold on. I'm going to butcher this, and it's because I don't use it. Actually, my dad has one, but okay, hold on. Is it Cricut or Cry-Cut? My dad says Cry-Cut, and like me reading it, I think it's Cricut, but like, please someone tell me before I just butcher this and then people make fun of me. But you would use it for that Cry-Cut, Cricut, like the bug. Wait, so is it Cricut like the bug? Cause are you just like, are you right? Wait, like the insect. Okay, so I am right. My dad just likes to make things up. Okay. He likes to make t-shirts right now, so I've been like helping him. I do the graphics and he makes the shirts. And he calls it a Cry-Cut, and I never heard it called that way. And I'm like, maybe I'm wrong, but who knows? But you use an SVG for that. Like when you print it on there, you do like layers, and an SVG makes it in like the different colors and layers. Pre-crop stickers for planners. Yep. PNG and SVG. PNG just... Well, I mean, it's just like a photo file, but it's better quality than a JPEG, and you can download things as transparent, so it makes like the background go away. And SVG is like you can print it, or not print it, you can download it, and it makes the file like in layers, so you could split up layers. I think I'm saying it right. You don't have to pay to download files if you have the pro version, but I'm pretty sure it's SVG downloads is a pro feature. Can you do slice in Canva? Slice, like, would you mean like cropping? Like cropping a picture? I want to make a journal on Canva. Found this cute template I can use and sell my journal with it. So last week I had such a good live that I did, and I did it literally all about making journals and selling them on Amazon. And I did a whole thing. Like we were on here for like 2 hours. And yes, you can do SVG on Canva. You just click share, click download, and you go to file type, click on SVG, and you download it. But it is a pro feature. But if you want to see my tutorial from last week where I went over how to make the journal and like create the journal and put it on Amazon, it's on my YouTube. I've had a YouTube for forever, but I'm just now starting to like actually use it. So just, yeah. But this is the video. It's this first video. It's right on here. How to use Canva plus ChatGPT to sell paperback books on Amazon. And it's a 20-minute tutorial, but we talked about it for 2 hours last week. But this one I did right after that class, just so I could have like a clean recording of me not like talking to people the whole time. So you can come on here and check it out. And it's just the social media doctor is my page name. It's actually it's on my, if you go to my profile, you can just click on like the link, or even on the page, like you click that little icon and it has my YouTube on it. The slice is if I have a square and I have no, you can't do that on Canva. Layering 2 objects over and cutting parts. No, you can do that on Procreate or Illustrator. I use Procreate. I'm a big Procreate fan, but you can do that on there. Procreate is, I think it's only like, I don't know, I downloaded it so long ago. It's either $20 or $10 to download. And you can do all of those on Procreate. And that's a pretty easy one to learn. It's not, I mean, Illustrator's very difficult to learn. I've been trying to teach myself for years. But Procreate is I think, a lot easier to use. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go back to graphics. So now we have our graphics section. Okay, so just a few fun things with graphics, because I think I got distracted by the stickers. So again, down here, just like that other page, these are all the trendy ones, but you can come up here and search for anything. So let's search for the word star. Oops, I didn't click the right thing. We'll go to the search bar and hit it, not whatever this was. And in here, and in all the graphics, I would say 90% of graphics, you can change the colors on. So you just choose what you're looking for, come up here to the toolbar and change the colors. I am so obsessed with this lime green. I can't even deal with it right now. But yeah, so you can change most of the colors that you see. So I have a few workarounds for if you're trying to change a color on something. And let's say, I'm trying to find one. Let's say you can't change the colors on it. I can actually show you how to change them. Maybe this one. This might work. Sometimes it doesn't work, so just don't come for me if I can't make it work. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. We have 6 colors, so it might not work. Normally this only works for something that is 5 colors. So watch this. Like literally like take notes on this because this is like the coolest hack ever. So I'm going to download this and I want to be able to make these colors change and I can't on this element. So I'm going to download this and I'm going to save it as a transparent background as a PNG. And then I'm going to go to a new tab and I'm going to type in PNG to SVG. And I know you're thinking, why don't you just do it on there? And I saw one girl do a video where she did it on there and it worked. I've tried it 1,000 times. You cannot download as an SVG on here and re-upload it and make it give you the colors. It just does not work, okay? It does not work. So that video that's floating around, I don't know how she made it work. Like, she's a magician. I don't know. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. So now we're on PNG to SVG.com. It looks like you're going to get a virus on your computer, but I've used this for about 2 years now, and I've been fine. So, again, PNG to SVG. And then I come over here, once I upload my file, I go to colors, and I only want 5 because I can't do more than 5 because then it won't upload. You go to generate right here, and it's going to give you an SVG with all those colors over here. And then you click on download SVG, and you come back over here, and we're going to upload it into our photos. And then from here, we're going to bring it to our screen. And look, now we have colors. So the only downside is it lets you do 5 colors. This one had 6, so it took out that like bottom color. So, I mean, I'm not too upset with it, but just an FYI. So then you can come through here and change it to the colors that you wanted. And boom, now you have an SVG. Oops. And now you can change it to make it your colors. Okay. Okay, hold on. I have questions. Let's go through them. Okay, so Kona Girl, I have a TikTok for my Procreate. And I put one video up and I got like 20,000 views and everyone's asking me all these questions. And I'm like, I was doing this for fun, but I'm thinking about actually making some videos on it. Or maybe I'll just add it to my YouTube because I do know a lot about Procreate. I'm just not the best drawer, so I don't really have great confidence in myself to like do videos. I'm more of like a graphics than drawing. I draw like a drunk 2-year-old. So yeah, no, like literally it's so bad. But I could probably do some YouTube videos on it. My next Canva Live, probably just like Tuesdays and Thursdays. I haven't really like come up with a plan yet, but I try to go twice a week. But on my page, I do have like, it'll show when my next live is going to happen. Like I'll schedule it. And if you hear a weird noise, I live in a new build and they're building houses directly behind my computer. Like literally they're building them and it sounds crazy. So sorry. But yes, so if you go to my page, like my profile, it'll show when my next live one is. Let's see. And then this is recorded. I mean, I think it saves it for you. So I'm going to try to upload this to YouTube after if you want to come back and rewatch it. Weird noises. Sorry. Okay. So that is how you switch it. So you can have any element that you see, literally any one of them, have the colors that you want. Like this one, whatever, I don't know what that means, but we could change the colors if we were to download this and put it onto png to svg.com. Hold on, I gotta drink water. I have like long COVID and when I talk too much, I like can't breathe. Okay. All right, so that's that with changing the colors on elements you can't change. Now the problem is, well, not problem, but we can't change them on stickers, like the moving ones. We can't change them. It sucks. I wish I could, but I just can't. All right, let me check the comments, see if you guys have any questions. Yeah, it sounds complicated, but honestly, it's a matter of like 5 steps. And I have a tutorial fully already on my page. So if you want to go and kind of save that video and like rewatch it, you'll get it. I believe in you. Sound like a mother. I am a mother. Okay. Okay, so let's go over to photos. Photos, we're still in elements. The photos are okay. I would say they're like mid. I'm not like a huge fan of using photos here. I normally get all my stock images from Pexels. Pexels.com. It's Pexels. Pexels? I think that's it. Hold on. Yeah. Pexels. That's where I get all my stock images. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few things you can do with the photos. So I'm trying to find something where it looks like I can, let's do this cute little baby. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to erase the background. Actually, let's do this one. Okay, I'm going to show you how to erase the background because there's more people in this and it just looks like a better one to erase. So we have our photo on here. Now we're going to go up to edit image and we're going to go to background remover. This is a pro feature. Okay, so sorry in advance. Okay, so once it's done, it takes a second. And you can also do this on videos, which is fun. So like if you're doing a video and you want to erase your background and make it look like you're somewhere that you're not, or like give yourself a colorful background or something, you can do that. Okay, so obviously we can't really tell because the background before was white, but let's switch it. Let's do the green I like. Okay, so now you have this picture and, oh my God, and it has no background, which is perfect. So that's a fun thing you can do with the photos. Someone asked this question on my last live, and I feel like it's important to tell people, just in case you might have this issue too. Whenever you're cropping things or like trying to make things bigger or smaller, I'm going to show you something to not do or to do if it's on purpose, just so you know that you might be making a mistake and you might not even know it. So when you're making things bigger and smaller on your screen, you have 4 corners to work with to make them bigger and smaller. You just drag them like this on the circles. So the circles make things bigger and smaller. And then the lines, so you have 4 lines on the line part of it, and they're little rectangle things. Those crop the image. So the corners make it bigger and smaller. The lines crop the image. So someone was asking last time, they're like, every time I go to make things bigger and smaller, it crops my image. What am I doing? And he was just going like this. Like he was trying to like pull the sides to make it smaller and it was just cropping it. So just an FYI to make sure that when you're using the features to make it bigger and smaller, that like you're intentionally cropping it. And that's these lines right here. Those are the cropping lines. And then the corners are the big and small. Yeah, my Canva masterclass is current. I actually just did it like a couple weeks ago. Okay. So, let's see. So now we have that. Another cool thing to show you guys on here with photos. I know this isn't a flyer, but this is, I know a lot of people that watch me and follow me are people that sell on Etsy. So if you're trying to advertise like a book or a flyer or invitation, something that you might want to make it look like it's a mock-up and like sitting on the screen instead of flat on the screen. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so you have your image on the screen. I actually have mine that I just made. I made my child's birthday invitation and it was this Trolls flyer and it was really cute. And then I decided to sell it on Etsy and people love it. So I just randomly decided to make some Encanto ones. And please don't come for me about the trademark. I know, but everyone else does it. So I'm sorry. That's like the one thing I know. I know. Okay, whatever. So I'm just going to practice on this. So we take this, edit image. Basically what I'm saying, if you don't know, is Disney is like a big no-no to like make things and sell them. So do not copy me. I'm just, don't copy me, please. So let me go back because I totally just did it while I was talking. Okay. So we have our flyer on the screen. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go up to edit image. Yeah, you could totally use it for personal content. And I made it for my child. So her birthday's coming up. That's why I made it. Okay, so we have shadows. Once we hit edit image, we go to shadows. Then we go to curved. And then it gives you this like curved line at the bottom. So there's different options for it. But you know what? I'm going to refresh this page because it's driving me nuts. Sometimes Canva will like get into a funk and like keeps pushing it to the top graphic. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so let me do 2 of these so you could see them done at the same time and see the difference. Okay, so we have edit image, shadows, and I'm going to do curve, which is my favorite. And then I'm going to go back to shadows and we have page lift. So this is the difference. You could see like this one kind of curves it up. This one like gives it like a paper look. So I like this one better. Let me see if I can do another one. Angle, I would use this more for like if I'm advertising like a post-it note. This is just not what I would do for a flyer. And then the last one on there that's like flyer related. Hold on. I don't know why, but Canva just hates when people use the shadows feature. The drop one, fine, but the backdrop, I use this backdrop one when I'm like advertising maybe like a picture frame because it gives you that look like it's standing up straight. Okay, I'm reading the comments, sorry. Yes, I can make process videos of how I'm making it and monetize it without selling it. Yep. Accurate. And then what is a flyer and where we use it? Do you mean like, what do you mean? Okay, so now that we have that, and we're done with this. Oh, let me show you another cool one. Okay, so I'm gonna add let's add another picture to the screen. Okay, so watch this. This is a really cool thing. Remember how like there was that whole like time in our lives where everyone, I think it's probably still a thing, but where like everyone would sell like their Lightroom presets. Hold on, someone said, where is that curve option? So when you have your photo on the screen, you go to edit image, shadows, and you just hit curved. That's where it is. But remember when there was like the Lightroom presets that you could sell? So this is another cool thing. I am not great at photo editing, so I'm not like doing anything that I actually am making sense of. So just, I'm showing you how to do it, but not like I'm not doing it good. So just, we're going to live with that. So when we're in edit image, we're going to go to adjust, and you can actually go in here and like change your presets, or sorry, change the little, I don't know what we're calling these, the photo filter. And you can make your own photo filter. Okay. Again, we know this looks horrible. I'm sorry. I'm just like showing you how you can do something. So let's say we love this filter, and let's say we want to sell that, or even just share it with a friend or use it on other pictures that we're editing. We come on here, take this filter code, and you can actually copy this, and you can like insert other people's. And I have yet to see anyone sell their filter like codes on Etsy or on anything. So if that's something that interests you and you're good at like editing photos with just these, maybe that would be a good thing to sell and monetize. And again, you're just sharing a filter code, and anytime you change this, it just changes the code down here. So yes, adjust expands to a bunch of settings. So yeah, that's kind of a cool little thing that I don't think a lot of people know about, but if you did sell it, let's say you have a really good filter, people would buy it, they would take the code and they would put the code in here, and boom, they have a filter on their pictures. So I love that. I'm just not good at editing like pictures like that. I'm good at like seeing a filter and being like, oh, that's cute, but I'm not good at, you know, doing an edit on a photo. Okay. So let's see, what are the other cool things in edit image? So this is something I actually like to do here. Let me find a better background to make it look cooler. So here, we could use this one. So let's say you're trying to get that blurred background look. I'm going to show you how to do it. I don't know why I'm telling you everything today. I'm in a great mood. Okay, so you can do one of two ways. You can come on to edit image and you can click on blur, and it like blurs it, but I'm not really a big fan. I think I can do much better, but it blurred it. Cool. Now I'm gonna show you what I do. Come on. Oh, see, it didn't even blur it. I don't even know where it blurred it. Okay. See, it doesn't do great. So let me show you what to do. So we have our picture, and we're gonna simply duplicate it. Now, on this top layer, we're going to background remove it. I didn't have shadows, and I did a search, and oh my God. Yeah, so if you're not finding something up here, always click the search and try to look for things. Normally, you can find things in the apps down here just by searching, but definitely try searching for them in the search bar or the apps. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so now that we have this duplicated and the background's removed, we're gonna go back to that first layer and back to edit image, back to adjust, and we're gonna blur it as much as we want. Then we're gonna drag this duplicated one right on top, and look, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Come on. That looks so good. That looks like you have the portrait mode on your iPhone. Oh, I think having Pro is worth every single penny. I'm a big fan though, and I use Canva every day. I would say if you're doing this like for a business, must have. If you're doing it for fun and you just want to kind of learn it, you can definitely learn it for free. And then if you figure out a way that maybe you want to monetize from it, then I would definitely get the Pro version. Yeah, definitely worth it. So again, going back to this blur thing, this was everything. So maybe you're doing it for your headshot, maybe you're doing it for a family photo. I don't know, but all I know is that way to blur it looks 10 times better than blurring it the other way that they had it. So that's another fun little tip. Okay, so let's try to find another one that looks like we can edit it in a fun way. I guess we could just go through the other ones because I don't. Oh, you know what? Here's another thing. Okay, going out of photos. So we're going back in, we're in elements, we're going back into graphics, and no, we're not doing graphics. We're going to do photos, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to type in the word ribbon. You could type in anything, but I'm going to look for ribbons, and you have graphics and photos. So when you have a photo, obviously a photo is something that you cannot change the colors on. And so you come through here and you're like, okay, well, it doesn't match my brand, so I can't use it. Let me show you how you can. I'm literally going to show you how to change the colors on this. Watch. And it's not downloading it as an SVG. It's literally in here. But I only recommend doing this for more solid colored items and not ones that have like that other star that had like 5 colors. It doesn't work very well with that. It only changes like the tone. So we have a solid colored, well, 2 colored in here, and we can change it, and it's under photos. So we're gonna go to edit image, because you can't edit image on an element. You can only do it on a photo. So we have this. We're gonna go down to duotone. If you can't find it, just type it in that search bar up top. And in duotone, we're gonna choose a color. Literally doesn't matter because we're gonna change it anyways. So we're gonna choose a color and like, see, look how quick I changed an actual photo of a ribbon. But anyways, we're gonna go in here and we are going to put our brand colors because we want it to look good with our colors. And look how cool that was. And this was no, that was not. This was the original one. This like pukey brown, not pukey, but poopy. God, I'm talking like my 2-year-old, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have this awful color brown and we have this bright pink, and I just did that simply by going to edit image and messing with the duotone. And again, you can do this on any photo element that you see. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Sorry, just making sure that everyone was good. Okay. So yeah, so we did that literally just by playing with duotone. And again, I did this under photos. I am not under graphics because if I do graphics, I can't, well, I can edit the image, but like, why? Because look, you could change the color right there. You don't like need to. So don't do edit image and duotone on a regular element unless it's one where like you can't change the colors. So like, okay, we found another one. This is a graphic. We cannot change the colors. We can do one of 2 things. We can download it as a PNG and put it over to the PNG to SVG converter, or we can come up here to edit image, duotone, and play with it like that. Now, again, I don't like to do this when I have something that is more than like 2 colors, because this is only going to change the tone of it. It's not going to change all of the colors. With 2 colors being changed, it's okay to change that. Like, it changes it enough to where it's changed. Does that make sense? That was a mouthful. But if it's something else, hold on. Like this, I would never do duotone. I might not even do the PNG to SVG because this looks complicated. But if you come over here, I mean, you can't change the colors enough for it to be fully your brand colors. I mean, I guess it looks fine, but it's just not for me. I like to do PNG to SVG for anything more than like 2, max 2 colors. Okay, so let's see. That one by fast, repeat. How did you choose color specifically? Okay. So basically when I have these, not this one, when I have these on the screen, I want to make sure that I am changing the colors in edit image. Like if I can't change the colors because they're just not changeable, I'll go to edit image for ones that have only like 1 or 2, maybe 3 colors, because it looks like this has 3 colors in this one. We have the white dots, we have the yellow sun, and we have this dark ribbon. So if I come over here, I can change these enough to where it will still look okay if I'm changing the duotone, and I don't need to do the whole SVG to PNG conversion like we did with the stars. So I'm going to just do it on duotone. Let me see. You have to go back to work. Oh, well, thank you for coming. If you follow me, you can get notifications whenever I schedule my next live. Or you could subscribe. I send out email freebies all the time. Okay, so that's that for this one. And then for this looks more like a photo. You could try to download this one. This one's probably pretty tough to switch it over in the converter. Yeah, I don't really do like the photos in the converters. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna actually post this on YouTube after. You're gonna hear me like talking to the audience a lot, but I'm still gonna post it. This is my YouTube. Screenshot it so you guys can find it. It's also like in my link in my bio. So if you go to my link over there, you can find my YouTube. It's just the social media doctor. And it looks like this. The PNGs where like you can't change the element to an element where you can change the colors. Did I say that right? I think I did. Hi, I'm not making anything. I am just showing people how to use Canva. Thanks for the rose. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to show you a video example of removing the background if I can. Just to kind of give you like an idea of what it looks like. Normally I don't use stock images and like get rid of the background, but we'll see what we get with this. Okay, this looks like one that would be easy to get rid of the background. Okay, so we have this and she looks like she's just talking, which most of us would be doing in a video that we'd be getting the background like erased for. So we're gonna edit background or edit video, background remover, and wow, that was so quick. And now, look, no background. And it looks so good, just sitting there on the green screen. It's not even a green screen, but just the green background. Okay, and no, you do not have to have a green background for this to work. It works on any colored background. I was just like making a stupid joke. Okay, so that is how you erase the background of a video. And let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, let's go over like the charts. These are really fun. So if you go under elements, you go over the charts. In here, love these charts. If you're someone that uses charts like for your business or you like are a numbers person, highly recommend that you try out these charts. You could import from like an Excel spreadsheet and it's a CSV file, or you can even import from Google Sheets and it will import all of your numbers into a graph for you. You can also change all of the colors on this chart that you see, so you don't have to use like the blue that it gives you. You can change all the numbers, all of the letters, and you can go to settings and even like not let it show the labels, because if you're like me, you like to add in your own labels, how you like them, or you don't like these extra like grid lines. I just don't like them. They're just not for me. But you can kind of go through here and see what you like. And then over here, you can change the column spacing to see how like close together they are or far apart. And then this one makes them rounder. You know how I like everything round right now. So if I was doing a chart, I'm making it round. But this is squared, this is round. And again, it's just on that little toolbar up top. A cool thing about this is once you insert all of your numbers, whether it's from a file or it's just manually, you can actually click on this right up here. And you can switch it pretty quickly and it's gonna keep all the numbers, but it's just gonna show you a different style of graph. So I don't know what a histogram one is, but anyways, so you can come through here and if you wanna look at these or use them, I like the donut one, big fan. I'm also really hungry. Okay, so that is going to be the charts. They have like infograph charts too, where you can like change the colors and the symbols on them. I actually haven't used these yet, but it's there. So you can like go in and be like, okay, I want this many things filled and I want this many of them. It's kind of cool. But I'm not really someone that does a lot of infographics, so I don't use that as much. You can also use this one. I like this, the progress bar, and it like does the percentage. You can also use this if you're just trying to make it look like you have like one of those like everyone doesn't have it, but a swipe phone, like a iPhone where it swipes to open. Yeah, I don't know. Or you do this and it's like the percentage, like a gas meter is what that reminds me of. But yeah, so you can do any of those and you can find those just by messing around in that little thing I showed you. Do I have a subscription? Yes, I have a subscription. You don't need it for everything, but you need it for a lot of the things. It's Canva Pro. So the next thing we have is tables. Tables is fun, but I don't have any reason to use it. Hold on, let me see. Wait, it's this one. Let me see. I like doing this. This is fun. I don't know why, but I just do. So that's a magic keyboard hack. I just do the, what is that, / on my keyboard. And then it pops up with all of this and it makes it easier to find things. But if you click on that, you can find the table quickly, and then you can like do this with the table to like make it how you want it to look. I never use a table, but I do like to come in here and do this because it's entertaining. Okay. Now we have frames. So the difference real quick between frames and grids just make you have like the grid where it's like fully covering the screen. And then frames are just like a frame of a photo. So that's the only difference. And there's a lot. So I like to type in if I'm looking for a specific frame. They have a lot. You can do like flower frame. I actually was looking for that this morning. There was like this one that I just found. It was glow frame. Big fan. Loved these. I just used that last week in something. And it like gives you like a halo glow around it. Like, look how cute these are. Are you kidding? So those are glow frames. Big fan. And then let's see. Oh, let me show you another cool thing you can do on the frames. Okay. So if you take a frame like this and you take, let's see if I can find a picture of me because it's easier to do me. Okay, so if I put this in here and I scroll and make it bigger, yes, this is me. Okay, so let's say I want, maybe not that big. Yeah, maybe like this. Okay, so we're going to do this. And we're actually going to bring that photo in one more time. Oops. And I'm going to get rid of the background here. I'm going to show you a cool little trick that I like to do. Do I use grids when I'm designing covers? No. I honestly only ever use grids when I'm making like someone's like random Instagram story birthday post. I don't really use grids too much. Or if I'm working with a real estate agent and they want a, what's it called? Like a just sold post or like a for sale post. That's when I use grids because I'll put like a bunch of different pictures of the house in there. Okay, so I sometimes it'll take a long time to try to get the perfect size, so just bear with me. Obviously, it kind of messed up with my ear. If you hear my stomach, I'm so hungry. I'm sorry. Okay, so when you hover over it, like it sometimes will try to replace it and put it in place of the photo that's already in there. So one sec. Let's see if I can get this matched up. I'm not really making anything. I'm just kind of showing people how to use Canva, but currently I'm showing people how I can like go in and make it so it looks like my head is coming out of the image. Okay, so now it's perfectly over it. It's sized a little bit wrong, but I don't feel like sitting here for hours trying to like resize it. So I'm just going to drag this up. And yeah, I didn't do the sizing right. But you know what? I'm doing this on live and I don't really feel like normally this process of getting it like perfectly matched up takes me at least 5 minutes to try to match it up. And even if you duplicate it in the beginning, it still resizes it when it goes in the frame. So let's see. It's still just like a bitch and a half. Let's see if I can, okay, I think that's it. No, it's still off. Okay, well, whatever. You guys get the picture. The point is, it looks like I'm like crawling out of this frame, and I like to do it. Okay, cool. So now we've gone over frames. And that is it for the element section. The next is uploads, and it's simply where you go to like upload pictures. So, or videos is kind of self-explanatory. And then we have text. So on the text, you can go and add a text box, and you can put anything you want in the world here. I like to use the fonts here, but I also go and find a lot of my fonts for free online, and I go to defont.com to get most of them for free. So let's see. Defont.com, and then you can type in anything in the search bar over here. If you're looking for a specific font, or you're just trying to find like a style of font, you can search it here, or you can go over here and look up the categories, and then you can go from there. Like when it's holidays, I like to come on here. Big fan of like the Halloween fonts. I just went on here and looked for Valentine, but they're all kind of cursive, so I didn't really care for them as much. But Halloween's kind of my favorite holiday to find cool fonts on here. But I come on here daily and find new fonts. So this is where I go and find my fonts, and I'll upload it into Canva. That is a pro feature. But it makes it worth it, just for me, in my opinion. Another cool thing when you're looking for different fonts that are already on Canva is you can actually search in the search bar up top, and you can look for anything specific. So let me think. You can just look for like handwritten, even though I never use handwritten fonts, but we'll still look. And you can see all the ones that Canva determines to be handwritten and kind of go through it like that. You can look up modern, bold. You can do different holidays. You can look up, like, if you're just looking for a serif or a sans serif, you can just type those in and it'll bring up all of the ones that are related to whatever it is that you're putting in the search bar, which again, I think is really cool, especially if I'm just kind of starting out and I don't really know like where to go to find, or I don't want to like scroll through here for hours to find the perfect font. I normally would just like type it in just when I was a beginner and I would look for things. This is a new feature, but they have like this whole section of popular fonts before they have all of their fonts. So this is kind of fun, and it tells you what people are using more often. And then once you get past those, you get right here just into all of the fonts. Those just for days and days with fonts. And a lot of these are mine that were up top. Like when you upload these, this is my whole upload section. I have a lot of uploaded fonts. And let's see, what else can I tell you? Okay, so there's a cool little section when you're on fonts. You guys can go to effects, and you can actually like give yourself a shadow and change the colors. You can lift it. You can do the hollow. You can also do a background. One thing that I like about doing the background, because I don't use it too often, I normally will like go and add in my own element for a background, but I do like it when I curve it. It looks really good. So just imagine that on your screen. Yeah, big fan of background plus curve. You don't have to do the background, but doing the background plus the curve, I think it just looks fantastic. Hello, everyone that's new. Okay. So yeah, so that's what I use over here the most. I honestly never use neon. Well, sometimes. I never use glitch. Never. I don't use echo a lot either. Splice is okay. I normally come in here for shadow or curve, honestly. And then you can animate. I'm not really getting into that. I'm already going over the time I allotted myself to be live, but we're not done yet, so gotta get through it. So another cool thing in text is if you go down here before you just add your text box, it has a bunch of like pre-made text combos. You can make all of these without it being pre-made. So if you're like on a free account and you're like, wait, this is a pro feature, but I want to make this, you can make it on your own. Every single thing in here that you see, you can create without using their pre-made stuff. The only thing I really use it for is if I've had a client that was a restaurant and they needed a graphic that was, let's get rid of that, a graphic that was a menu. They have a pre-made menu down here, and it's just easy to go and click it real quick and input the options. Obviously, you could make this so easy without using this down here, the font combo. But like, listen, your girl runs a business, so I don't have all the time in the world. So I'm definitely all about using shortcuts. So you can find that menu down here if you just go through and like right here. And yeah, so they have little free font combos, just so you know. And then this right here, these are going to be your 3 fonts that is like the heading, the subheading, and the body. These are honestly just the fonts I use the most. I don't really have, like, they're set up for those, but I just have them here because I use them the most. It's easy for me to like click it to bring it to my screen. Projects is going to show you all the projects you're currently working on, and if you want to take different elements from another project, you can click it open and bring those elements in, which I think is a cool feature. And then you have the apps. I'm going to skip over that for now and I'll come back to it. So this start is what we were talking about earlier, where I have all of like my elements that I am just obsessed with and I use all the time, or ones that I see and I'm like, wait, I need to use this in the future. So I will go and save it. How you do that, if you missed it earlier, is you have your element on the screen from the elements over here. You're going to click on that little eye with the circle around it. It's the info button. And then you hit star and it saves it over here in your starred section. Another cool thing that I like to do is if I have something over here, normally, like if I want to see things that look like it, normally I'll like those too. So I normally only save one from a collection, and then I'll just go back to the info and click on see more like this. So then I can find all the other ones in there and I'm not saving a bunch of things into my starred section because it's just like a waste of space. Then I have headshots just because it's a folder I use often. I have my logos over here. And I have bulk create up here only because I was just using it to make a wedding invitation. So we're going into apps, and this is where you're connecting like your third-party apps to use on Canva. Let me look in the comments real quick. Yeah, so you can upload your font 2 ways. You can upload it on the homepage, like Susie was just saying, and you go to brand on the homepage, and this is where you can upload your logos, your color palettes, and all of your uploaded fonts. You can do it here, hit add new. Same with color palettes, add new. And if you are working with certain logos, you'd have them here. Like for me, I'll put in all of my personal logos, and then if I have a client and I'm doing something like a long-term client, their logo is going to sit right here. It's going to sit in here because I don't want to keep having to re-upload that, because that's just a waste of time. So the other way is whenever you are on your fonts or your text and you go up to fonts, just at the very bottom right here, you just hit upload a font, and it literally just goes to your desktop to find that font that you had just downloaded. Okay, so in the apps, you have text to image, which is their little AI feature. I don't use it. It's just funny. I normally just use it like to show people that it's funny. Sorry, Canva. It just is not there yet. There's cool websites that you can use if you want to create like an image from the words that you write, and you can go on like Midjourney. That's a good one. I hear a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people's work on Midjourney. So try Midjourney if you want to find like an AI illustration. Sorry, Canva. Anyways. I love the draw beta. Big fan. You can draw on your screen, which is real fun. You can actually click on this plus sign and you're going to find your brand colors in here. What I normally like to use this for is I will go on the marker, change the size to really big, and I simply use this for, oh my God, why is it doing that? Oh, I think I'm clicking on the right side of my screen. I'll make okay, because we got to use this lime green, but I will make a gradient out of this just so I can have like my own, and it's not something that anyone else will have because I made it. So that's kind of why I like it. So this is quickly how I would do it. So I just go through, this is honestly the only thing I use this for. I don't use the markers for anything else. I'm not going to draw on my computer, but I am going to make gradients. I'm going to make gradients all day long. So we have edit image, and this is, once we have this drawn, we just click on this gray area to get out of like the active use of this. And then we click back onto the image, edit image. We're going into adjust, and we're going to bring that blur up as far as we can. And now we have a gradient. And like, look how easy that was. Are you kidding me? If you see people that like go to different websites like Creative Market or what's the other one? Creative Fabrica or Creator Fabrica. I use Creative Market. But if you see anyone on like those sites with the gradient packs, this is exactly how they do it. So if you're trying to like find an extra little side hustle, little extra income, come on here, make 100 graphics and draw different gradients, download that and upload it on Etsy or one of those sites. And you can literally sell gradient packs because that's popular. People buy those. I've bought them in the past. Now I know how to do it, but back in the day before like Procreate was popular or this draw was available, you couldn't really make gradients unless you knew how to use like Photoshop or Illustrator. So it was really popular to buy them. But I still think not a lot of people know about this. So I think pretty easily you could sell gradient packs. Let's see. Yeah, it'll all be uploaded on YouTube. So if you missed it, don't worry. Thank you. I'm trying. And you can follow me if you want. I post daily videos and I do like bi-weekly lives. So if you want to stay connected, I would love that. Okay. So now we've done our draw beta, we've done our gradient, back up into apps. Let me show you anything else that I like in here. I have to kind of see because I can't, like things will be on here normally. And then if I don't use them for a couple days, they like disappear back into the apps and I forget what I use. So, but I think it's really just the draw one. You can use like Google Maps if you're like trying to advertise your business and you're like brick and mortar and you're like, hey, I'm here. This is where my restaurant is. This is where my shop is. You can use that and like put in an address and bring it on your screen. If you want to put your emoji on here, you can. I would not do that, but you can if you like. I'm not a big fan of people putting Bitmojis on graphics. But that's just my personal preference. You can go to YouTube and let's say you're a YouTuber and you want to do like a thumbnail, but you want to bring in from a video. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't do that because it would already be uploaded. But if you're trying to do maybe like a social media announcement from your, I don't know, your YouTube video that you've already done, you can go to your YouTube and literally all you do is click it and you type in the name. Like I can literally see my videos on here in 2 seconds. You just type in your name and it's going to show you. Oh wait, let me put like Canva next to it. This is bringing up like doctors. Okay, see, all mine, all me. So I can come on here, put it on my screen, and then it's going to, hold on. Now it's on there and I can like put a text up here and be like, watch now. Another thing you could use this for is if you are maybe a teacher or just anyone doing a presentation and you have a YouTube video to play during that presentation, all you do is this. Just put the YouTube video in your presentation and when you're clicking through, you click it and it actually plays the video. Like it for real will play it. So that is fun. And then the QR codes is a popular one. I use this whenever I am helping someone do like more print material, because obviously if you have like a QR code on like a graphic on Instagram, no one's gonna like find their other phone to scan the QR code. So just don't do that. I see that way too much. Thanks, Susie. Okay. So yeah, this is what I would use a QR code for. Again, print material only, just personal preference, because like no one's going to pick up another phone to scan it on their phone. So just keep that in mind. But the cool thing about it is you can actually, let's see, you can change, like you can customize it. So you can use your own colors. It doesn't connect you to your brand colors, so you'd have to bring in your hex codes, which is, yeah, it's a pain, but like whatever. I have all my brand colors, like the hex codes saved on a note section. It's just like on my next screen. So I can do this all day. And you should too. You should always have your brand colors, even though they're in Canva, but have those hex codes saved on another screen. So now I have my QR code and I can make it full screen or smaller. Probably don't do smaller though. Probably leave it at like a 2. Give it a little buffer. And then it just brings it on my thing. And the cool thing about this is you can make as many as you want. They last forever and they're free. When you go online to like find free QR codes, normally you have to pay, like it'll say free, but you only get like 5 clicks. And then once people do it like 5 times, like it like will unlink your video or your page. And then drama. I've had drama with people doing that before. And then once it's generated, it saves it over here in your uploads. So you can kind of go back and reuse it. So you're not having to recreate it over and over. So that's pretty helpful. And the other ones, it's just kind of like personal preference. You can come in pixels and actually find them on here. I don't, but you can. I have a Dropbox, so I could like link up my Dropbox here and bring in photos. I think this is going to be really beneficial if you are maybe e-commerce or a real estate agent. You have products to sell or a house to sell and you have them like in different folders on Dropbox. And you can like go and find the one you're looking for to bring in all your photos instead of having a bunch just sitting in your uploads. So that might be something to try. And there's Google Drive, so you can do the same thing with that. Instagram, I have not found a use for that. It just like brings in your photos that you already have on Instagram. So, I haven't used that. Let's see. Okay, sorry. I was reading the what's it called? What is this? App, element, drag and drop, test app. Huh? What is this? I don't want to click it. I'm scared. I feel like this is not supposed to be in here. I feel like this is a glitch. Like we shouldn't be seeing that. So I'm not going to click that. Okay. So the last thing on apps that is something that is worth knowing about is this bulk create button. And you can upload basically what you're going to do. So let's just say this was someone's name. So let's say this was an invitation and we want to have it go to 20 different people, but we don't feel like duplicating it 20 times and re-typing in or copy and pasting everyone's names. So you can put everyone's names on a list on like a CSV, so an Excel file, or you can enter it manually just by going and typing in the names or the emails. You can do as many like, what are these like columns worth of data as you want. So you do email, phone, address, name. I don't know. Maybe if you're a teacher, you want to do like name cards for your students or something. I don't know. Anything like that where you're trying to like put in, like use the same graphic, but put in info that's different on everyone. You would do it on here. So I don't normally do data manually. I normally do it on a CSV file so I can like save it and reuse it in the future. So I would upload that and then I'll just do it this way because I don't really have one to show you at the moment. Okay. So now we have some names. So let's say we're done and let's say we have our list. So let's say I want to put those names on here and generate it so I can see like the names be different. So I'm simply going to do this. I'm going to right click on the name, like the place where I would want it to replace the data. And I'm going to go to connect data and I'm going to choose name. And then I'm going to hit continue. And if I don't want all of these, I can like uncheck certain names or whatever. And I can generate it and then it's going to create a pop-up. And if I open this, it's actually, it's going to show this as the second image on every one because I didn't delete that first. But if you had only one thing on your page, like a smart person would do, then you would only see these right here with all of the names changed. Does that make sense? And so all I did was use bulk create to do that. And it's great for invitations or anything where you're trying to like replace like the data, but keep the graphic the same. Oh my God. So you made certificates, you made them individually. Yeah. So it sucks. So much time. But yeah, so if you're making like a certificate, anything where you're replacing the data, but keeping the graphic, this is what you're going to want to do. And it saves so much time. So yeah. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to kind of give you the basics of Canva and why I love it so much. And it's the best thing ever. But if you want, you can go and follow me or subscribe to my email list. And I send out emails with freebies all the time. And I post daily with Canva tutorials. So thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. This is a long live today. I'm so glad that you guys stayed till the very end. But I will be live again, I think, next Tuesday. I think I'm going to try and make it like a solid Tuesday and Thursday thing. And it will be on my page. Like, it'll say when my live is scheduled. So, yeah, I guess just it'll show like at the bottom of my video if I post a new one, or it'll show on my page. So if you follow me, you're bound to see when my next live is scheduled for. So anyways, thanks guys. I'm gonna go eat because my stomach is growling like crazy. But don't forget to go and subscribe and follow me, and I will see you guys next week or later today when I post. See ya. Bye.